What's going on in Israel and Gaza? My name is Gabe and I'm here to break down what's happening. Hamas launched thousands of rockets and mortars from the Gaza Strip into Israel, but that's something that's happened before. This time, Hamas militants were able to break through the barrier that sits on the border with Israel and Gaza. Hundreds of Israelis have lost their lives, as well as many more who were kidnapped. A lot of images and videos have been shared to social media that can be very disturbing. It's also worth noting that this happened on a major Jewish holiday called Simchat Torah. Hamas militants swarmed into Israeli towns and communities, as well as surging into a music festival that was happening very close to the Gaza border. Hundreds of bodies have been recovered from all of these sites. Israel has responded by sending airstrikes to Gaza, leaving a lot of buildings in rubble, as well as taking the lives of some Palestinians living in the Gaza Strip. Israel also says they're considering doing a ground invasion into Gaza. There are many questions to how this could have happened given the intelligence agencies of the United States and Israel. It's also worth noting that of those who have lost their lives, some of them are Americans. Let's talk about what prompted the attacks. Now, if you look at the map of Israel, Hamas cites two major reasons why they launched this attack. Number one is tensions at the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Jews call this the Temple Mount. It is really important to both religions. That's number one. Number two, Hamas says that there's been a growth in settlements in the West Bank. The West Bank is this area right here and would be part of a potential two-state solution. Now, other things to note that over here in Gaza, Israel vacated the area in 2005 and withdrew. Since then, there has been a lot of tension between Israel and Hamas. The last thing that may have had part of it, we're not really sure yet, there's a speculation that Hamas is trying to thwart a potential peace deal between Israel and Saudi Arabia that the United States is trying to broker. Now let's talk about why this is different than times in the past. So, first of all, there's always been a lot of tension between Israel and Gaza since 2005. But what makes it different is that in the past, it's mostly been Gaza launching rockets into Israel, Israel retaliating with airstrikes, or vice versa. Because there's a consistent conflict, it's not really clear who starts or aggravates what violence. But what is different this time is because Hamas militants entered into Israel. It's the first time since 2005 that there's been widespread terrorism spread around Israel. Until now, there have only been little isolated moments of terrorism in Israel, and at this point, a lot of Israelis are really scared for their lives and safety. Now let's talk about Gaza. If you look at Israel, there are three contested territories. There's the Golan Territory, West Bank, and Gaza. Now, if you think about the size comparison for Israel, the size of Israel is about the size of Thurston County, Pierce County, King County, Snohomish County, and Skagit County combined. Meanwhile, Gaza is only the size of the Seattle city limits. And in Gaza, there are 2.4 million people. And that means that it's 3 times more dense than Seattle. Now, if we come to Gaza over here, Gaza is controlled by Hamas. Hamas is known to the United States as a terrorist organization. After the disengagement of Gaza in 2005, Hamas took control in 2007, and since then, tensions have been really high between Israel and Gaza. It's also worth noting that both Egypt and Israel impose blockades over in the Mediterranean Sea. Hamas is supported by Iran and get a lot of financial support from the country. Quick note about the Iron Dome system. The Iron Dome system is Israel's defense against rockets that come into the country. When Hamas fires rockets into Israel, the system is able to intercept 90% of rockets. This is funded a lot by the United States government. From 2011 to 2021, $1.6 billion were given to Israel for this system. Last year, Congress approved another $1 billion to support Israel for the Iron Dome system. Where do we go from here? Israel has formally declared war on Gaza. And what that means is they're going to call up 300,000 reserve military troops. The defense minister for Israel has also said that he wants a complete siege of Gaza. Israel is responsible for controlling the electricity that goes to the Gaza Strip. and Israel says that they are not going to allow power or fuel shipments to come into Gaza until further notice. It's also worth noting that the United States is pledging its support for Israel. Both President Biden and Congress said that they are going to affirm their support for Israel. And the last thing is that the United States has sent an aircraft carrier to the eastern part of the Mediterranean Sea just in case. For any more information, visit our website. I'm Gabe, and thank you for listening.